I guess we can start.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you guys for joining today's webinar. Stephanie and I have been having a lot of chats on how can we make it more informative and educational. I presented this last week at an SME summit, and after that, I get a lot of people asking me for a copy of my deck. But then during the event, I told everyone don't record it. Um, but then because the demand is so high, so I thought maybe I can use this chance to present it one more time and we can record it this time. So everyone kind of have a copy. I think um, the thing people really want was the playbook that I presented during my presentation. So what it was basically I was operating in a very competitive traditional service space, and we spent 4 years growing the business from almost nothing to 30 million recurring revenue in Singapore alone. And we were also looking after Australia and a few other countries. And the same playbook, we launched it in other countries, so in European countries, and we know it worked. Okay. And this is also the exact same book that I have launched with some of my clients. Just so right here, I'm just being very honest and sharing with you guys and not holding anything back. So feel free to screenshot things and feel free to take notes and ask me questions after Stephanie has presented. It's this company called Helpling. Helpling started out as a cleaning company, but later we scaled up to 48 other services, including elderly care. It took us 4 years to scale from almost nothing to a figure, so 30 million. By now, it's turning about 40 million recurring revenue, and we were extremely profitable. However, Helpling started out in a very competitive space, which is, home services, home cleaning. And so we had two choices. Number one, we can lower our costs, lower our price to be competitive as the market. Or we have choice number two, to charge a premium price and build a premium brand. And so if I mean, I'm sure you guys are quite familiar with this kind of market dynamic. When everyone's slashing prices, you're really raced to the bottom. So our option was to choice number two, to build a premium brand. So when we went with that, it was a lot of fear, right? Because when everyone's charging $20 an hour, when everyone's slashing prices, we're charging minimum $23. So what we understood is that we need to make sure the perceived value of the brand is really on the built on trust basis. So that way, when everyone come to you, because they're not coming to you to buy socks, to buy, Coke. They're coming to you to engage someone to deliver an in-person service. It's very personal touch. So that's why we need to sell this trust advantage. And with that, that's how we can build a premium brand. So now our premium positioning is there, but the question is, how do we operationalize this premium brand? So most companies, they started out with one salesperson, one ops person. I've visited tons of clinics. What I have seen is that most of the time they have one or maybe two telemarketers sitting behind the line. But inside of the clinic, they probably have range from 5 to 10 clinic assistants serving one doctors. And these clinical assistants, how they operate is that they would take the patient for the regular, the basic checkup, or they even clean up the face before the doctor do the procedure, or they would do a lot more, groundwork before the doctor actually see the patients. On top of that, they will also handle customer inquiries and follow up with the customer. So that's how the clinic operation has been run. And eventually, they hope that every single clinical assistants follow up with every single client and hope that they deliver the best customer experience. However, what we have found is that this might not be the best way to think about your organization structure. What you need to think about is what you need to leverage. How do we leverage people, process, and technology, this PPT kind of framework, to deliver a customer-centric experience? And that's how you can scale it with this kind of experience. So it's easier to said than done, right? PPT, people, process, and technology. What does that mean exactly? So if you think about it from a customer coming in, see your brand, from considering, okay, why I should go with you, and then until the day they leave you. There's a full customer journey that you have to map it out. And from the moment they see you, likely online, to the moment they see you in person, the offline, these two experiences need to match. But the issue is that as you're getting more and more clients inquire about your services, these two experiences start to kind of having gaps in the middle. So the key here is to bridge the gap in between the online and offline experience. So initially, we started with, people are not able. We enforce our, telemarketers don't use templates. We force them to read through every single conversation. But as we scale, we have to templatize everything. That's what we call SOP. But then we all can tell when someone sends you a template, right? Like it's very, you lose the human touch the moment you receive a template. So that's where we start thinking, okay, how do we deliver this human touch even more? And this is where, when I love helping, AI came out, and I realized this is an opportunity. So at Helpling, obviously we grew very fast, but we had 80 people in the back office to manage the online experience. But then after Gen AI came out, I was like, okay, maybe we don't need so many people sitting in the back to deliver this kind of experience. But I also know a chatbot experience doesn't cut it, because what we are looking at is from a first click to first visit, having the appointment with doctor until the final bill, right? This is a full journey that we have to go through. So business owners and doctors, normally they're dealing with so much. They're not only dealing with slow replies, messy scheduling, they also have to deal with, okay, the staff is on MC. And then even the doctor have to step in to check in with patients. Hey, are you coming in? How was your procedure since yesterday? Right? So there's a lot of things going on in the clinic. So we want every single clinical owner to really design this trust, to really design the second layer and third layer when they fall back in case something happens. So don't wing it. And that's where, when we start to think about it, the general journey goes from lead to chat to scope. And then next one is to obviously provide a high level quote, but most of the time they have to meet you in person to do a consultation. But as we all know, in the clinic space, unless you're a GP, people need to think about it. People don't just wake up thinking, I need a facelift. People don't wake up thinking I need a hair transplant. They really need to consider it. They really need to compare. So you need to chase them, educate them why you're the best. And eventually they book an appointment. And after the consultation, you ask them for feedback. So this is the full journey. This probably covers about 60% of use cases. But a lot of use cases, we have to cover the edge cases as well around this journey. But this is the core journey that we capture. So from there, we built 12 AI agents to help clinics to deliver this kind of experience. And it's really trained from the real business use cases. So think about agents like templates. When you work with us, you don't get ChatGPT to plug in, Gemini DeepSeek plugin. You get 12 agents immediately. And these 12 agents, they're trained like a first class, think about SIA first class experience. So they already have this DNA inherent in the trained model. So the moment we add into your company's specific terms and condition, the service that you're offering, and the experience is quite humanized. It's not bot-like at all. So from there, a lot of people are asking, so how exactly do you work with Gen AI and our company structure? So I help our clients to see it like a bones and muscles. So bones are the structural part. You really need to identify the ideal customer journey. There are certain like touch points you have to hit. You have to educate your clients before they come in and make a purchase. You have to send photos at the right time. We know photo increase their conversion by 20%. And we also know that there's certain guardrail that we have to work together so that AI can fall back to people gracefully. So these are the bones, right? The structure that we have to hit. Now, the muscles is where Gen AI is very good at. So it provides a lot of flexibility when you handle your customers. Give an example. If a client comes in saying that they have pimple right now on your face and they're a bit concerned over the scarring issue, then this kind of inquiry will be very different than someone with 10 years of scars on their face and come in for treatment. These two will give completely different recommendation. If you do keywords recognition just on scarring, you will get very, very wrong recommendation to the client. So this is where we go for intent driven kind of intent driven approach. We map out all customer journey from the initial intent until the endpoint. So it's able to handle objections and questions very well and also interpret the client's photos very well as well. So with this, we want our clients to keep the service very personal. So when the clients go to your store, you want to make sure you still deliver that wow moments in person and make them feel like, oh, they really getting taken care of by your clinical assistants as well as your doctor. But at the same time, Gen AI can continue delivering this online experience for you and without having any off days, without having any MCs. It's like your best salesperson on steroids 24/7 all the time. And that's how we see the perfect partnership. So yeah, that's pretty much how we help our clients to craft their stories and craft the customer journey. So now I'm going to share a bit of customer success stories, mainly on different features. So for this client, their premium spa and facial brand, what happens is that, as you all know, the ads are getting very expensive. So when they bid on, these keywords and obviously that when the conversion is not there, then your customer acquisition costs skyrocket. So they reduced their budget by 50%. And we reached out to the dormant clients 3 years plus, ago, and I reached out to them, sharing with them some of the new offerings. And we managed to book the same amount of appointments as before. And with this aesthetic clinic client, so the main service that they provide is all therapy. And as we all know, after all therapy, patient's face will have a bit of redness, swelling in the next 2, 3 days. So they will send very helpful tips. For example, use sunscreen every day in the morning and apply it every couple of hours, and also wash your face with just clean water. That will do. And make sure the ingredients of your face mask includes 1, 2, 3, and don't use too much. Don't use exfoliate. That will not really help you with your recovery. Things like this. But at month 3, there wasn't a very sneaky gentle nudge to the client. How are we looking right now? So most clients will reply, yeah, I feel really great. But if this is the last memory the client has with you, they feel really good. By month 10, when you reach out to them, and the client will see that, oh, last time I feel really good. Maybe I'll book again. So this reinforced the wow moment. So we see the rebooking for our therapy after 1 year is extremely high for this client. And the next one is we have this fertility clinic client. And with them, the key here is that we follow up with their clients in the evening and over the weekend. Well, because fertility clients, you're dealing with couples. So couples, they're mostly together in the evening and over the weekend. So when you follow up with them, the chance of you to book an appointment with them is much higher. And with fertility clinic, most of the time people are thinking about it, but they really don't know where to start. So we normally recommend the couple screening. And for this, you really need the couple to make decision together to at least, align on the schedule. So I want to share a real client's conversation, and this is from one of our clients called Bike Hero. I cannot share clinical clients conversation. I'll show you guys why exactly so you guys can see. So basically, this customer comes in saying that, hi, and Bike Hero, they go to your home for bike servicing. So they do two things, regular maintenance and bike repairs. And so immediately, the AI, you can see that it comes in as Diana, saying that welcome to Bike Hero, and asking the client to send a side profile of the bike and also close-up photo of the problem area. And it looks like this. So we send a photo to guide the client to send a right photo. And next, the client sent a flat tire photo, and we can see that the photo is only the problem area, while we ask for two photos. One is the problem area, one is the side profile of the bike. So we remind the client, don't forget to also send a side profile of your entire bike. Now the client has sent it in, so we can see it very clearly, the brand, the dimension, and there's also no visible cuts. Okay, so we can see the photo and then provide an accurate quote. And this quote obviously this is something that we always advise our clients. You have to be very careful because you do require your AI vendor to be able to quote consistently and also have a very complex combination quotes. For example, in the cases like this is like so straightforward, but you need to recognize the dimension. So and then after that, the client says confirm the quote and then saying that okay, we'll come back. And at 3 p.m., so when we first engage the client, we never hard sell. But at 3 p.m., the client comes back asking how long would it take? And we mentioned it takes 24 to 48 hours to secure an appointment because we need to check with all these bike servicing staff where their whereabouts. And the client says, it's fine, needed today. So it's an urgent case. And when this happens, because we work with our clients on safety guardrails, so we recognize that it's urgent. Immediately AI has stopped, let the client know that our team will reach out shortly and assign to Ken from Bike Hero. And someone from Bike Hero saw this as an urgent case, assigned to James. James is the ops manager, and James checked the schedule, let the client know that unfortunately it's too last minute at 3 p.m. We can't handle your use, we can serve you today. So even if this is not a sold case, I want to share with everyone that when AI is tuned correctly, it can route to people gracefully. And because of this, you start seeing customers thank Diana. And not only Diana, but also John, the whole team on Google reviews, writing 5-star Google reviews. And this is why my clinical clients don't really want to share the real customer conversation because they kind of don't want the customer to know that, okay, Diana or Grace are their AIs. So, but you can see when the conversation are designed well enough, customers, they can't really tell and they will thank your AI on Google Maps. So we have so far 40 plus premium brands with us, and we specialize in crafting customer journey for them and deliver it for them. And normally it takes about 3 months to really build a solid foundation, but we can do it as fast as 2 weeks. But we like to help our clients to think that it's a change management. So we take our time with our client to slowly ease it in. So within 2 months, you can already see a very, very good results. But within 3 months, everything should be rock solid. And so a lot of time people ask me, okay, can I see a demo of your product? So imagine you're interviewing a brand new customer service agent who doesn't know your terms and conditions, who doesn't know how to quote. And you just put that person on the spot to handle customers. Can the person handle your customers? No, right? So these are the questions that you actually should be asking your AI vendor. Okay. How accurate is your model? How do you measure them? Can it send the right photos, videos, and documents? Can it follow up automatically and how many times? Okay. Can you learn new information? And can human come in and accept and reject these new information? And what happens when AI doesn't know? Does it fall back to people gracefully? And also, can you switch model easily? And lastly, can it handle complex pricing and logic and bundles, right? All of these are the questions you should be asking your AI vendors. Your AI vendors should be providing the tool for you for you to deliver the best customer journey. But the question is, how do you know what's the best customer journey for your customers? You need to do a lot of research. You need to really design it and you need to test it. So now Stephanie will talk about the customer journey from the top of the funnel marketing side all the way until sales and then until, the retention part. So she will share a lot more. How can we go about it?
Okay, thanks, Jing Jing. Okay, yeah. So my part is mostly on the top of funnel and bottom of funnel as well, because that's where I see a lot of businesses are having issues, especially on conversion as well. Like, yes, you can adopt tools like Superbench or AI, but you also must have a very solid top of funnel offer and a very good approach with both the bottom of funnel, like how do you convert all these interest and desire to real sales, right? So in case if you're curious, like where are we from, what do I do? So we are from Talk to Your CMO, in Malaysia. So we work with high ticket services like healthcare, real estate, insurance businesses to convert more leads into clients. So you can view our case study by scanning this QR code and you can view the results. So we are sharing from real experience and proven frameworks that actually work. So part of my training also, like I also train like C-level people to use LinkedIn for marketing themselves and their companies, and many other training as well. So just to show that I'm legit and not like sharing from thin air. Yeah, and I have 15 years of experience in high ticket sales, and that's how I specialize in this, and also share more during conferences and trainings for companies. Like this is for one of the biggest real estate company in Malaysia. So we also help them fix their ads to the follow up, even to closing, because of our experience. So to start it off and to keep everyone awake and make sure that this stays relevant to you, I hope that we all participate in this. So I'm gonna walk you through 10 questionnaire for you to self-reflect and evaluate yourself on where you are at in terms of your business sales and marketing. Why this is important is a lot of time we launch a marketing campaign without synchronizing with the sales. That's why the conversion also suffer, because marketing talk about one thing, sales talk about one thing. And marketing is supposed to help sales, to make sales easier. So yeah, let's get started. So for each question, if you answer yes, it's 1 mark. If no, it's 0. Okay, so the first question is, can you describe your ideal customer profile in specific terms? Like, do you know who your ideal customer is, who you are targeting? For example, when we open ads, right, or when we scroll through ads, we always see very general ads, like talking to no specific target. So I think that's where we can see, oh, uh, do I really know or do I not? Okay, if yes is a 1 mark, if no is 0. Second, have you validated product market fit with current customers? Do you talk to your current customers? Third, do you know which industry give you highest ROI, or which client, which type of client avatar, or which industry if you're in another type of business like serving B2B? Okay, now move on to lead sources. Do you track the source of every lead? Fifth, do you know your cost per lead by channel? And number 6, are your lead generation efforts producing consistent results? Do you know? Because believe it or not, right, when we go through this with some business owners that came to us, they do not know the answer to a lot of these questions. So I think it's very important, because as owners or leaders, right, we are the one who set the strategy. If we do not know on the ground level what is working, then we do not know how to set the strategy right. And the last 4 questions, is your marketing attracting decision makers or just people scrolling through ads and just clicking on the ads? And do leads match your ideal customer profile? So far, for all the leads that are coming in, how many percent are actually quality leads? Do you score leads based on engagement or feed? Some still score like their marketing success by number of likes, number of engagement. But actually, in nowadays time, right, because we are in a more competitive space, we actually want results. So yeah, we actually measure and track results. And lastly, do you have clear lead qualification criteria? Like, is it like they must be able to afford certain range of product, or they have already used your type of product or solution, for example? So do you know all this? So you can calculate your score now. I hope I'm not too fast, and you can share in the chat like how much score do you get. It's very, very important for us to know, so that we know we are on the right track. Because now it's August already, right? Yeah, so we have few more months to hit our revenue goal for 2025. Okay, you can share your score in the chat. Then I proceed. Like, okay, there's a lot of problem with conventional method, which is like, okay, I run ads or I chase the new marketing strategies, the new platforms, but without really knowing actually the base system do we already have, meaning the base workflow. System is not just tools, but workflow, right? And a lot of time, right, people use marketing to try to get sales. I mean, there's nothing wrong, but marketing focused funnel and sales focused funnel are actually very different. Marketing focused conventionally is very brand driven, like creating a brand experience. But sales focused funnel is really about how we design the sales process according to a customer buying journey and really cater to that so that we can get the most conversion possible. So this is actually how a customer's journey look like nowadays. Okay, I know conventionally we like to look at four stages like awareness, then desire, then consideration, then purchase, right? But nowadays there's more to it. There's still awareness, consideration, decision, then there's customer experience, right? Because after they buy, it's still like how they experience your brand is still part of the journey. And then um after they buy, how do you continuously engage with them? So we have tools like AI, Superbench, to continuously engage with customer, not forgetting them. Don't take it for granted that they will come back naturally or automatically. So we can actually do automated follow-up, for example, or we can do newsletter nurture. A lot of businesses are still not recognizing the value of newsletter nurture. Yeah, and also advocacy. How do we create more advocacy and build a reputation engine? Because why? The more we can retain and make our customer our brand advocate, the more we increase lifetime value, the more we reduce customer acquisition costs as well, right? Because we have word of mouth. So don't focus on just one strategy like ads, content, personal branding, but the more the better. Now it's like the more the better. We can have ads, Google, we have word of mouth, right? The more the better, referrals and all that. So how do we create system around this? You can capture this if you want. And another thing I would like to highlight, right? A lot of businesses tend to only focus on stage three, which is decision stage. We launch ads that only target people who are ready to buy, while forgetting that 90 to 97% of the market at any time, at any point in time, are not ready to buy, but they are researching, or they may not be aware of like they have this problem. So we need to churn out content and ads to make them problem aware, right? And also to build trust and authority, not just regurgitating features. So a lot of time, if you open the ads, if you scroll through, why we always scroll past, right? Is we are overwhelmed by features, not so much of creating enough relatability or emotional relatability. Like why should people care, right? And of course, not having a target ICP in mind. So I know this looks very busy, but you can also screenshot this. Like it's really all about psychology marketing, neuro marketing, right? To create assets, content, and approaches that actually increase conversion for each phase of customer's journey. So you can see like what type of post, content, or ad angle or offer that you can create to target different groups. So you can see it's not just about talking about your product, but go back to in the beginning, like talk about the problem that they may have, your target market may have, and then continue transition them through each stage. That's why we need conversion conversation tool like and customer experience tool like Superbench, or you can also have at least this workflow in place, right? Sometimes it's not really about the tool, but also the system. Once you have the system, you see the value of having that, then you can adopt tools to help you solidify this. Mhm. Oops, sorry. And also another thing I would like to point out, right? No matter what tools you use, right? A lot of people thought, okay, I adopt this automation, then I should get conversion. But that's why having this session is very important. Like, let me share as well. Like, you also need the core to be right, like the workflow, the mindset as well, the strategy to be right, so that you can approach it and have the right expectation, right? Okay. So now we are entering the trust recession. That's why we need to kind of put in so much effort, right? Because we are all jetted with ads, with content, with information. So why should people trust you and really bother to give your service a try? Because sales process as well as has evolved. Now, instead of selling, we need to shift to serving, especially in the high ticket services space or in the healthcare clinic space, right? Because people have so much more options. And a lot of time we thought selling is just presentation, but actually the work nowadays, like the after now, like before even the presentation, we need to really understand who we are serving, what problem they are facing, right? So it's about research and service. So yeah, that's why the consultative approach is very important. And also to move the objection to front to as early as possible, because if we can address the objection, for example, in the landing page, in the conversation, the reply, then we help to make the sales process so much faster and smoother. Because why a lot of time people are not willing to make payment, to book, to proceed to the next step, right? Is because they have objection in mind. First, either they don't feel safe enough to tell you, or I have an objection, that's why I don't want to proceed. Secondly is they are just not ready. They are not ready, so or they are not the right fit. So that's why the top funnel, how we attract the leads in and ensuring we attract the right leads in are very important as well as creating a safe conversation space for them to let us know, actually, I have objection, I have this concern. And also, thirdly, how we address this concern as fast as possible or as automatic as possible first, before they even ask. Okay, so this one really is like back to the customer journey that I said just now. A lot of businesses focus on active buyers, but most of the time, most part of the market is not ready. They do not see your product as a solution they need. For example, this part, right? So now we need to ask ourselves, how do we make them see our product as the solution they need? Of course, we cannot just share about our product, but how different our product is and how we understand their needs. For example, right? And or not painful enough, or do not know, or do not need yet, or not interested. Okay, so that's why the bigger chunk of the profit or revenue making opportunity is this part here, which is the 97 to 90 to 97%. Like how do we create demand? Not just targeting the part where every other businesses or your competitors are targeting as well. How do we carve a niche or carve a category for ourselves? For example, aesthetics. There's also a lot of segment that you can actually focus on. Is it like you want to focus on serving 40s to 50s kind of ladies, or younger ladies, or older ladies, or which type of problems? So that's a more blue ocean positioning way to conquer a niche, a category, instead of trying to fight for this 3% that everyone is fighting for, right? Yeah, and I actually prepared a lot of slides. So for some of the busy one, you can actually screenshot and slowly digest. But what I'm trying to highlight here in this slide is a lot of businesses actually start from which platform should I go, what kind of ads should I run, instead of starting from the top, which is like business owner or leaders, you need to be holding the strategy instead of dumping everything to your agency or your outsourced marketer or your social media manager, because they are mostly not strategic. Strategic need to come from you. You know your business the best, and you cannot outsource this important decision like which target you want to go for, how big is the total addressable market if you target this market, right? So all these high level decisions, you need to know it yourself. Then you slowly go down, like, okay, what's the go to market, what's the marketing moves, what who's going to execute and all that, right? And also the multi touch point, like the 7 touch point, is not said by us, right? Like it's actually by Google, one of Google's biggest customers consumer behavior studies ever conducted. So then they have really like concluded that actually if you want to fasten the purchase, you really need to hit 7 hours of consumption, meaning do you have content that can be consumed in 7 hours or more, at least 7 hours of content to build trust, give value to your potential client, right? That's why the video come in, the video content. And of course, mixture of format is important. The content format is very important. And do you have 11 touch points? 11 touch points, including follow-up. So that's why we need follow-up sequence. We need to use tools like Superbench, or if you don't have AI yet, or you are doing it manually, at least you need to remember now, okay, we need 11 touch points, whether it's email, WhatsApp, call, social media, and 4 different locations, online, offline, workshops, a webinar like this, right? So, and you need to cater it to your ideal client profile. Where will they be at? Instead of everywhere, try to strategize based on where will your ideal client profile be using the most. And there's multiple types of touch points, offline, online. Yeah, so this is really just for your reference. You can see that, like from awareness all the way to loyalty, there's so many touch points that you can create. And also another thing on importance of follow-up, why we need sequence is actually we need like the Google mentioned, right? We need 11 touch point, but have your salesperson actually follow up 11 times? No, right? Hardly, right? Even me myself, I admit my most is like 5 to 8 times the most. But I find that believe it or not, some of my prospect or clients even thank me. Like, thanks for following up so consistently, because I actually forgot about it. They actually thank me. So the importance of follow up, because sometimes our prospect or client can be very busy. So you need automated follow up tools as well. And also have a unified approach to conversion. I know this look busy, but you can screenshot it as well and really reflect, like, do you imbue like culture and mindset, like system thinking mindset on for your sales team and your marketing team, not seeing it as a single touch, meaning people click your ad and then directly buy. That is no longer valid today, but to adopt a systematic approach thinking hat, right? And automate and systemize as much as possible. And then messaging, is it customer centric? And is your customer experience really, does it match with your brand value? Like a lot of people say, oh, I'm a premium brand. Like, oh, our logo, our color, our tone, our copy, all very nice. But how about customer experience? It's also part of your branding. Yeah. So like Jing Jing shared, right? A lot of business, her client got a lot of good reviews because of the customer experience. So you see the importance of customer experience as part of your brand value and experience as well. Yeah, and of course use CRM data to drive your campaign strategy as well, so that where does the result come from, and then you double down on that, right? But without data, we wouldn't know. So I'm just gonna quickly share like the elements of converting ads, because today is all about conversion, right? Um, when we look through a lot of ads, clients came to us and all that, like no conversion, got a lot of lousy leads, right? Or leads reply, but they MIA after goes. I mean, after giving them the pricing, they goes, right? Is that the ads or content doesn't talk a lot enough on problem and how your solution bridge to the desired outcome. So if we don't have this duality, right? This duality, problem and promise, then it's really not a powerful or effective enough ads or content. And oftentimes people always run, hey, buy now, click now, book now. So maybe you should actually consider using other type of anger, um, like for example, learn more, or get a consultation, a free or secure 15 minutes free consultation, right? So I'm just gonna share, right, some example. Let me share example. Sorry. Can you all see my screen, like the ad library screen? Can, right? Yeah. So I just want to share, right? For example, how does this look like? Um, actually I try not to mention name, but I'm just gonna give a real example. Like a lot of people are doing like book now, but they may not be ready. And a lot of time the book now directly leads to WhatsApp, but they may not be ready to book now. They might be wanting to learn more first before they are ready. So how do we create a customer journey for that? Why not change it to learn more? And then you can adopt tools like Superbench, or you can do it manually by allowing people to ask more questions and you educate them, like share videos, share guide, or you can offer analysis, skin analysis, for example. And it's really not uncommon. You see, like this one, another one is like send message right away and 128. The problem with this angle is if you mention your price without differentiating your value first, then you are you are getting into a price war and you are not highlighting enough your unique selling proposition, because if you don't highlight, no one would know, right? And you can see it's not uncommon. This one, learn more is better, but another way is like mostly is send message, learn more. Another one that would be more powerful is creating a landing page. So I need to stop sharing this because it's a bit lagging. Okay, yeah. So okay. Okay, so if you want your ads to be converting, make sure you have these 6 elements. The prospect, who you are targeting, who you are talking to. Is it women 45 years old facing this type of skin issue? What type of skin issue? If you can describe it, even better. What type of problem? What are the pain that they are feeling, like low confidence, very frustrated, helpless, not sure, I mean, run out of products to use already. And then you talk about your promise, how you help them, and your proof as well. Because a lot of time, people lose out on their ads or content is because they don't provide proof, like testimonials from other clients. And purpose, right? Lastly, I add one more purpose, which is a very meaning making your brand or business more personable. Like, why people should trust you out of so many competitors? Like, is it because you went through the same thing as well? Maybe you had eczema before and you treated yourself successfully. Now you want to come out and help more people. Something like that, a story. Then you will be able to get to have an irresistible offer that your market would want. Um, And also, most importantly, right, do you study all your stats, like your clicks, your click-through rate, your cost per impression? Do you study the data? Because to improve and know what works and what doesn't work, to improve your copywriting, your ads, if you don't study and let the data tell you, then it's very hard to improve. That's why I don't just go to the ad library and or think or follow my competitors. I think that's the worst thing to do because you don't even know if they are doing well or not. But we can learn by critiquing. Oh, if I'm the customer, will I like this? Why would I not like it? And then we improve, create better version. So this is sample on how we track. Like we have Excel sheets and we track like monthly, for example. And if you want to know in detail, because I don't have enough time to cover, usually we cover this like in 1 to 2 days. So you can scan this to get a guide sent to your email. Because whatever that we don't track, right, we cannot measure. And whatever we cannot measure, we don't know how to improve or where to improve. So, and if we cannot improve, we cannot scale up and we cannot scale ourselves further, right? A lot of people are stuck because they cannot scale their ads. But they know once they are able to scale their winning ads or create more winning ads, they can scale, they know they can double their sales. Of course, the conversion the conversion system or process must be good. Okay. So, for example, let me break down these ads, right? It looks very nice. Actually, the ad creative is rather good. Like, it says, what is it? Improve follicle health to stimulate hair growth. But it would be better if we add percentage, like stimulate how many percent, by how many percent. Of course, we must like have proof, like clinically proven, for example. So it would be good if they add numbers instead of just pricing, like percentage of improvement. So we talk about the desired outcome, not just the features, right? And then why this ads is informative but doesn't convert. Medical aesthetic. So what, right? What does it mean to people that is medical aesthetic? What is the benefit? Is it because higher chance of seeing results or what? So we need to share, and not just sharing features or what they will go through, but like, okay, what's the benefit and difference versus other providers, so that it makes it easier for the prospect to make decision right away. So if we only write like features and all, people don't know, okay, is this good? Sure. And all that. Like, how should I decide which brand to go for example? So we must give reason why should people care. So I would add in here, here's what you get in your first session to make this copywriting even better, for example, okay? And then like not just um list out the feature, but like, okay, for thicker hair growth, um look, so that you can look walk out looking fresh, for example. And then not just MOH registered doctors. What does it mean? You get real care from real experts or experienced doctor, for example. You get care, right? So yeah. So, and a lot of time, right, one of the downfall for service provider or those selling product, right, is they're running meta ads to all SKUs, which is very dangerous. You should actually handpick your hero product, then you run the ads. Then you can let the other leads to, slowly trickle down to other of your product. Don't run your ad budget thin by focusing on too many products. Focus on your main hero product first. So you can screenshot this, because I hope we still have enough time, yeah, for Q&A. So these are the 5 steps on making your meta ads more profitable. It can be Google Ads as well. Um, just that a lot of service business tend to also use meta, right? So you first step, you can identify your hero product, then build a call-friendly offer. What does it mean? It can mean like, how do you help? Like very specific. Call-friendly offer means very specific. Like you help 45 years old ladies to solve their pigmentation problem using your proprietary XYZ process, right? Uh, where they can see result without sacrificing what, something like that, very specific. Step 3, build your funnel around each hero product. There must be a funnel. Don't expect like click the ads and then directly WhatsApp want to buy. Of course we want that, but most of the time that doesn't happen. So what happens if that doesn't happen? We need to nurture, give value, educate. Then we ask, meaning are you ready, or would you like to come for a analysis, skin analysis or diagnostic, for example. And step 4, very underrated, important point, which is nail your creative. Ads nowadays, because everyone is jaded, right? We want to mix up the creative as much as possible. Try different formats. UGC, meaning user generated, for your client, or a user's point of view, video demos, carousel polls, and different styles. Don't stick to one, so or two style, one or two style that you are comfortable. Test as much as possible so that you can find winning angle as well, and then you can scale it up. Scale it up means you can put more budget into the ad that are bringing in result. That's why you need to track, right? And then step 5, upsell after the first purchase. Um, give them very good customer experience. That's why customer experience is very important. Is so that you can continuously build that relationship, retain them, increase your customer lifetime value. Because if we are, let's say for example, we are spending $50 to get a client who spent $250. If the client can keep coming back and spend $250, for example, of course that would make our $50 very, very much worth it, right? Instead of just cutting off at one time only. So a lot of businesses only look at the front part, but actually the back part, meaning how many times they can come back again, that's where you actually make real profit. So yeah, customer retention. So because we also talk about sales conversion, meaning how you follow up, how your team should actually follow up, what's the approach like, right? It's really like if there's no gap between the pain and the desire through the conversation, conversion can hardly happen. So what we want to do is expand the gap between pain and desire through conversation, not just push, 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 when are you ready and all that, but have a conversation. I'm going to share some example, right? For example, this is like from top top SaaS company, right? I like to audit lah, like audit how top companies their Salesforce reply people. So as you can see, there's actually no follow up. There's no more follow up after this first message is done. So that one is nah, it's no go, like not good practice. We actually should have more follow up because people might be busy. Another thing is there's lack of not highlighting what makes you special. Like okay, we are known to help SMEs to solve what problem. At least one sentence lah that highlight what problem do you solve uniquely. Okay, this is for first message, first message follow-up. At least one sentence of your USP. Then we saw that you click in through these ads. So are you available to for 15 minutes to discuss? So yeah, it's good that the person asks like at what time to what time is good, but you need to give the person a real good reason why they should bother, even though they are the one who click the ads. For example, so that we can share with you like how you can solve this problem, for example, right? Yeah, so first you need USP. Secondly, give the person or the leads, the prospect, a good reason to reply you. If not, most likely you won't get a reply, right? Um, so this is basically the mechanism of a good friendly offer for follow-up, or yeah, if you are doing outbound. One short punchy sentence, and how you help them get from A to point A to B. How are you going to help them? Don't just mention or expecting people to know how good your brand is. People don't care about brand nowadays. They only care if you can solve their problem, right? So the clearer you can be, the better. And differentiate. Don't regurg, blah, 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 blah. Okay, just clear one sentence would actually works wonder. And also adopt a funnel approach. What it means, this is just a example, meaning like here the traffic source is usually the ads, the content, whatever, but you need a opt-in page like where you can capture their information. Then you can continuously nurture them through email sequence or WhatsApp sequence until they are ready to book a calendar. Of course, here you see our calendar booking system. We would actually like to automate the calendar booking system as much as possible instead of just relying on human. um is so that they can book right away when it's warm, when they have the intention, instead of waiting, coming back and forth, right? Maybe by the time you reply, they are no longer interested. That's why you need automated tools or AI tools as well. Yeah, but remember, the point is having a system and continuous touch point. If they end up don't buy, we remarket the audience. We do retargeting ads, right? For example, right? So this is also just another example, like more suited for nowadays, like building community. Like I'm sure some of you might heard, oh, we need to continuously build event community, like have this kind of webinar we are having now. Why? Build relationship, build trust, and touch points, right? And whatever leads that we get, we need to all put it into a database so that we can continuously engage them lah. Not like they are not ready to buy now, doesn't mean they will not be ready to buy in the near future. Right? So the question that we should be asking ourselves is how do we create as many touch points as possible to quicken the sales process? Instead of like hard selling lah. So of course, I'm sure some of you know a lot already, but these are the things like what we should be doing. Um, don't just stop at the top or the bottom, right? So we need tools, automation, or manual workflow, but most importantly, like how do we give value? So these are the example of like offers for each stage, like what can we create. I think we have just now. This one is a more elaborated one in case you don't have any idea how to do it. So here I'm giving you a lot of ideas. So final example means ads. So just a quick brief overview. From ads, then they click to, let's say, claim a lead magnet. It can be as consultation or a $50 off or something, but at least what we want is we capture their email or WhatsApp so that we can continuously nurture them. Of course, the thank you page we can trigger or push them to like book a call if they need help, further help. Then of course automate the calendar booking as much as possible so that we catch them while they are warm. Then appointment setting sequence, like the follow-up message, the reply messages, and emails. Some people are emails reader, especially corporate people. They read their email quite a lot, so it would be good if we can capture email. And email lower chance of getting report as spam lah. I mean, if compared to, I don't know, sometimes WhatsApp get more block or complaint than email. So email is also a good real estate as well. If your email and your subject headline keep popping up in their email, that's a good real estate as well, actually. And of course, mixed with long form content like YouTube videos and all that is very, very important. Okay, like here is really showing like yeah, like some of the example. Like they talk about pain point, or they give they use a what outcome can you get, for example. Yeah, some example. So this one is Prevo, so it's just example like from ads to landing page or to email, for example, and then capture. So what you want is capture the information, because not everyone is ready to buy or book now. So you don't want to miss those leads as well, because they could just be needing more nurturing than they are ready already. And the purpose of email nurture, a lot of people say, email direct mail doesn't work. But it's because they are actually doing it wrongly. You can actually do so many things with email nurture. And actually, the first few email is very important for people to decide your email. Is it going to be worth reading in the future? So your first few email, please don't be promotional, because you will miss them out. You can soft sell at the end, but try to give value, because that's your real estate, like, and relationship building one. So you can educate, you can guide your prospect, you can build trust, and you can help customer make decisions. And also one thing I would like point out, like okay, this is a real estate example, but you can also apply it in clinics, healthcare scenario. A lot of us business owner, we thought this is how people buy, meaning, oh, one day they click on our ads, second day they will call, then the next day they will pay. So if only this happen, right? But in real life, people take 1 week, 3 months sometimes, depending how high the ticket item, how big the decision is. They'll take their own sweet time to research. They will ask around their peers, their community, their friends, their colleague, and then they will finally call to book or view or get your consultation. So my question to you, are you preparing so good enough details or research content for them so that you make it easier for them to research as well? Yeah. So no idea on what kind of content to create that will help guide and educate your prospect. Here's some example, though I don't want to overwhelm you, but you can screenshot this, and this is how you can actually stand out from the sea of content out there. Or put it short, you can share case studies, share more on how you help clients to achieve the desired outcomes, solution to pain points or worries, something that pain points or worry that they can relate to, and tell stories. Let them imagine the outcome, living with the future self that they actually want, like smoother skin or brighter skin or something like that. And of course, as promised, I'm also going to share the Compass Sales Framework. It's actually a 7 steps framework where I actually train client, and I myself personally use in my high ticket sales career era. Um, a lot of salespeople, if you skip this, it's a bit difficult to close, especially high tickets deal. So this is a consultative sales approach. First, you connect, then you help identify what is actually their objective. Because if you skip all one of these, right, it's very not complete. And then you map out, oh, okay, as I understand from what you share, you want to achieve this. So the third step is you map out, is this correct? You want to achieve this, but you're facing this problem. So after they share, you kind of re-summarize and map it out. And then you present your offer. So much, too much time, salespeople present the solution too early, before the prospect feel like, hey, they are being heard, they are being understood clearly. So you must understand first, then you present, and then you see if you have addressed all their concern, like are these all like that you want to know to help you make better decision? If not, what else, or who else should be in this meeting to decide um to make this purchase decision, for example, right? Then you articulate what are the points, relate, meaning relate the features back to what they want and their concern. So articulate, and then you secure their commitment to proceed forward, sustain, build relationship, give customer experience that is so good, and then they continuously keep coming back for more, right? So this is a consultative framework. So it's a bit busy, but these are the important things. You can try to notice the red color, like stress, for example, underestimating the impact of stress. Like if people feel sales pressure, right, they usually will turn off or back off from engaging in the conversation. That's why I think this is important to be shared. You have to engage the entire brain. Sorry, I got typo, but the emotional and the logical. A lot of time we engage only on logical without engaging the emotional. Oh, this must be frustrating to you. So we must validate your feeling, what they're going through. That's why they're looking for this solution instead of just features. So emotional is very important. Brain, there's two parts, emotional, logic. So we need both. So yeah, you can also like refer back. So I think this is the last part already. So why we need to understand so much is like consultative approach is the quality of the conversion depends on the quality of the diagnosis. If we don't diagnose well, we cannot close, we cannot convert them. So we must understand truly what they want to look, what kind of solution they are looking for, what they don't want to do, what they are okay doing, and what they have tried, for example. And yeah, so that we know how to propose it to them. Um, yeah, so again, rule of thumb, before persuasive, you need to understand first. Otherwise, you'll be shooting blindly. And remember, I'm not sure how many of you know this. Is by Gary Vee. He's a very famous social media guru, right? And this is one of his mantra as well, like jab jab right hook. Jab 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 meaning give. Jab is giving value. So you can see jab 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 is 3 times. Right hook is ask. Then you ask, are you interested to know more? For ask means the sales kind of ask. But if you want to make it effective, you must give 3 times, then right hook once. So this is the rule of thumb. Give value, then go for the ask. Don't just go for the ask. Some example. There, I know this is Mandarin, but just to highlight, right? They this is an example of very easy and fast follow up. It's not overwhelming kind of long. They straight away. I know this is Mandarin, but let me explain. Like they insert their USP right away, and they also give an offer that make leads. This is like a pre-qualified, meaning warm leads would take the action to capture their dental condition, right? And to engage, right? To send back. So you can see those who really send back is quite warm, quite interested. So your follow-up must be good also. So when the leads don't reply, there's actually automated follow-up being sent. And not only that, they also use a voice message for follow-up. Voice message tends to help increase reply as well because it's more humanized. So the more we can humanize, the better. And also soft education reply. Oh, sorry. So yeah, then send photo, and then there's no hard selling. It's like simple diagnostic, get the interest first, and then give back the report. So that's where you engage them instead of waiting for them to step into the clinic. Only then you serve. Why not serve in the WhatsApp? But of course, there's legal and compliance that you need to consider. But you can put disclaimer like, oh, this is only like pre-diagnostic analysis only, right? And then yeah, and then you can subtly entice for upselling and all that and get referrals if people refer friends and all that. And then you can get small commitment. If you can get small commitment, they are most likely to show up as well. Because for this kind of appointment setting sequence, we do track show up rate. So it's not just important to get appointment, but to also get show up rate. And sorry, I should have covered the names, but just showing, right, a lot of people, if you do copy and paste um reply, right, it's very robotic. It's quite obvious also, and try not to do pricing driven follow-up, because people will only take your pricing and compare with others. You fail to sell your value first before you mention your pricing. So I think that's one to avoid mistake lah. So no differentiation and lack of engagement. So there's no question like, oh, if I were the person, I would add, actually, what kind of solution are you looking for? Are you looking to whiten your teeth or clean your teeth, for example, right? At least to start a conversation. Okay, and overuse of emoji might not be a good thing as well. And don't do price before value, because you will be just entering a price war. Okay, so that's really the end of my sharing. Yeah, but I prepared two sets of message flow that you can refer to. Not just message flow, but template. So that you can absorb and really go through and process, like, actually, how should I design the reply and follow-up flow to make it consultative? Because consultative selling nowadays don't start when we meet them one to one, but start in the message, the WhatsApp. So it's very important. Yeah. So I think that's all for my part. Any questions? Oh, yeah, Jing Jing, you want to answer your questions, the questions that you receive, in case
Oh,
like, yeah,
I already answered. So yes, we do send follow-ups. So reminders, like what Stephanie was sharing. Um, Based on our experience as well, you need at least five follow-ups to at least to see sales conversion, especially in high ticket sales. But the problem is that most of my clients, because a lot of them they also don't know, so they're very used to sending promo. And
right.
that's where, obviously, Stephanie, you actually help my client to look through some of their funnels. And it makes a lot more sense for them to send an educational follow-up instead of a very promotional one, because
Yes.
you want to be helpful, jab, 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 three times, and
Yes.
at the right CTA, right?
Yes.
So we actually found that very helpful as well. So, and also when it comes to follow-up, you actually need to send a combination of both words as well as photos. So photos speaks million words, even if you're selling, let's say, just a facelift, right? Just
Yes.
sending a very nice photo, it actually converts a lot.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, so true. Yes. From our experience, we we increase at least 50%. We get 50% of conversion from the messaging, the conversation from our ads as well. So yeah, it's definitely important.
Yeah,
Mm.
what we have found is that even if we provide tools for AI to sell for you, but Stephanie provides the structure, is what we talk about, the bones. With her structure, the conversion definitely skyrockets. But if you don't have the right structure, even if you have AI to sell for you, you the only thing you can do is fast. You're not gonna have a very good conversion. So the overall customer journey need to match
Mm.
your funnel. We've seen previously, even if they have someone like Stephanie sitting on top of the marketing, but their frontline salesperson just send a very lengthy menu of all the 70 different kind of facials and add-ons.
Oh no.
And
Okay.
yeah, so there's no conversion whatsoever. So the whole experience need to kind of connect. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I saw some winning client, I mean, in the skin clinic space, is like they do diagnostic, right? Like personalized, whether it's AI or manual. That keeps
Yeah,
the client engaged because they want to see how they improve each time
absolutely.
they come back. Yeah, each time they come back, they get a analysis again, again, again. Then they want to see how they improve. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how we engage with the client. Yes. Yeah. So any other questions? Feel free to ask, or any questions to Jing Jing as well. Feel free to ask in chat. Okay, can. So if not, uh, I think we can end this. Jing Jing, do do you want to send your slides or anything so that I mean you can also pass to me, then I can email or DM.
Sure. Or we can send a recording of
Oh
the,
yeah, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
we can
yes, for
post
sure.
it on YouTube so
Oh,
people
okay,
can
okay.
access it
Yes,
with links.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
can, sure. Sounds good. Thank you
Yeah.
everyone for your
Thank you,
time. Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Feng Yi. Thank you,
Thank you, everyone, for
Kim.
attending.
Yeah, take care. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Kitran, Sabrina. Thank you, Feng Yi. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Jing Jing.
Thank you.
Okay.